Hi everyone, I'm Pam. I'm a senior data scientist at KUNGFU.AI. In this presentation, I will guide you through an example of how our KUNGFU.AI data science team has effectively tackled the challenge of opportunity sizing. Through this example, you will get insights into how we harness the power of data to make informed decisions. Imagine you own a retail store company that has retail stores across the country. A holiday season is coming. It is a critical time for your company. To ensure success, we need to estimate the size of the upcoming opportunity and create a strategic plan to achieve our goals. So it is essential to recognize that different stores have exhibited varying revenue performances. One critical reason for these performance differences is a range of constraints, including, say, store space, location, population in the area, and demographics. Given these differences, it is critical to estimate a reasonable opportunity. For example, it wouldn't be realistic to expect a small store to perform as well as a large one during the holiday season. So how do we go about this? We turn into historical data. Let's dive into a hypothetical scenario. In this scenario, we assess opportunities only considering the impact of store space constraints. For this scenario, this is the historical distribution of a retail store space and retail store revenue. The x-axis represents retail store space ranging from around 75,000 square feet to over 155,000 square feet. The y-axis is the average daily revenue, range from $20,000 to $200,000. This data offers us insights into the relationship between store size and holiday season revenue. Here is an example. So this is data from store A. Store A is around 135,000 square feet and average daily revenue is around $145,000. Here's store C. Notably smaller in size when compared to store A. We note that store space serves as a limiting factor for revenue. So it is reasonable to anticipate that store C's average revenue will be less than that of store A. Therefore, when estimating opportunities for store C, it is essential to set realistic expectations and not anticipate similar revenue as store A. Here's another example from store B. Store B is also around 135,000 square feet, but its daily revenue is around $120,000. These two stores may share similar sizes, but their revenue are different. This leads us to questions like whether both stores are underperforming, overperforming, or if A's performance is reasonable while store B falls short of expectations. So we can ask, what revenue should we expect given a retail space? And one method we develop at KUNGFU.AI is to build a model to estimate expected revenue given retail store space. So here are the modeling results, with a line representing the expected revenue based on store space. This model provides us with a robust estimation of revenue expectations based on the store space. According to the model, we learned that when store space is around 135,000 square feet, we should expect average daily revenue to be around $127,000. In other words, $127,000 is the baseline revenue for store space, approximately 135,000 square feet. With this knowledge, now we can see that, okay, store A outperforms this baseline expectation, but store B falls slightly below it. More specifically, store B can probably grow $7,000. Leveraging this tool, we can enhance our ability to estimate opportunities while taking into account the constraints imposed by store space. In this simplified scenario, we have only focused on constraints associated with store space. However, in reality, we can include a range of additional variables into the model. These variables we categorize as uncontrollable since they are beyond a company's influence. These variables can be elements such as store location, day of the week, demographic data, etc. The expected revenue generated by this model essentially functions as a benchmark, as it integrates these uncontrollable elements in estimating realistic revenue expectations. Next, I'm going to present one of the methods we've developed to estimate opportunities using this model. Keep in mind that there are various approaches we can explore, and they may be valid depending on the context. Using this model, we can quantify performance of stores by assessing the variance between actual revenue and expected revenue. For example, this store performance is a lot better than expected, and this one is slightly lower than expected. We further generated expected revenue for each store by considering both store space constraints and actual store performance. This metric allows us to classify retail stores into performance groups. So, as we say, using the metric of expected revenue, we categorize retail store into 10 performance groups, 10 being the best performing category and 1 being the worst. Next, we calculated the revenue increase required to move stores from the N group to align them with the N+1 group. So we determined the amount of revenue increase required to advance each group of stores by 1 level. For example, say Group 1's revenue is around $100,000, and Group 2's revenue is around $120,000. To move stores from Group 1 to Group 2, we would need to attain a per store increase of $20,000. We can apply this method to all the groups, allowing us to calculate the overall revenue opportunity. By employing this approach, we can effectively estimate a reasonable opportunity size for the holiday season, providing valuable guidance for our intervention strategy. Additionally, it helps pinpoint the specific areas where intervention strategies should be implemented. Once again, there are numerous methods that can be explored based on the same methodology, and the one we just discussed is the one we've tried and explored. So after estimating the opportunity, we can further apply AI approaches to help plan interventions. For example, one analysis that we can conduct involves pairing stores with similar uncontrollable variables but differing revenue levels. These comparisons can highlight the factors that distinguish these stores and help us uncover the strategies that contribute to higher revenue for specific stores. For example, the AI approaches may reveal that store A and B share similar uncontrollable variables. However, store A outperforms store B in terms of revenue. To understand what store A did right, we can delve into its intervention. This estimation may reveal that store A's higher revenue can be attributed to practices such as higher number of promotion mailers distributed within target geography. Since many other aspects of store A are similar to store B, we might consider implementing similar interventions at store B to enhance its revenue. In addition to comparative analysis we just introduced, there are other AI approaches with the potential to narrow the gap in opportunity size. These approaches may also further improve the revenue of already high-performing stores. So these are just some example AI approaches. AI models can provide personalized content ideas for promotional mailers tailored to each region. AI can recommend marketing strategies. They are based on local demographics and customer behavior. AI can estimate the ideal allocation of shelf space based on, say, capacity and product demand. AI can also optimize staff scheduling and utilization, enhancing operational efficiency and customer service. So in this presentation, I've walked you through one of the methods developed by KUNGFU.AI's data science team for estimating opportunity size based on historical data, while taking uncontrollable constraints into account. This method generates more accurate and realistic opportunity size estimations. By leveraging these results, companies can effectively formulate strategic plan to achieve their goals. And we have introduced AI methods for identifying interventions that can potentially aid companies in realizing their opportunity goals. Thank you.